disturbing.
Yes.
They're not even like...
I love the fact that there's one that says happy juice, like and
Right.
incel tears, and
they're not even that edgy. I think the only edgy part of it is
No.
the illustrations, and even those are like...
They're PG.
Yeah, they're the most ecchi thing I've seen in a while.
It would definitely be a conversation I would have to have with my wife with the glow-in-the-dark Holy Sheet t-shirt, where...
It's a conversation that starts with, what had happened was... it's for content. It's for
Moon
content.
started this.
That's right. So you can blame... Here's his phone number.
My wife would think if I had just bought this and didn't say anything and then just wore it around the house, or even just had one of the cups, like, she would walk in and be like, what the fuck is that?
What is wrong with you?
And she would find it funny.
Right,
but yeah,
but
exactly.
also...
She's like, she's like, you and your goddamn anime titties, what the fuck? Like,
I can stop whenever I want, I swear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn, you can even get a statue of some of this shit?
That's the least surprising thing.
The Crimson Bloom acrylic standee, that actually looks like a lot. It's only $14.20, but damn, that's actually like pretty decent.
All right.
Anyway,
Wait,
I just started clicking around on the site to see.
If they have a merch line called I Hate Anime, and it's just all of the non-anime ladies.
That's really good. That's really good. Okay, are you guys ready to get started?
Hold on, they have copium. They literally have copium.
This might be the one brand we would want to have sponsor the show.
I was actually thinking that earlier. It's like, okay, what's our TVGP anime?
Do you like anime boobs?
Hey, patrons. Come up with the flavors, please.
Yeah,
Give
come
us
up with a gamer subs
TVGP
flavor for
flavors.
us. And not
and
TVGP.
if you're listening to the video,
put it away.
Yes, not TVGP. If you want to make a fun acronym of that, I'm sure you can figure some things out for it.
Yeah,
but
like the TV tea bag, it's the green Earl Grey.
That's
tea that we have going. Their new line.
Yeah, I mean, it ends with the letter P. What could possibly go wrong?
It's the best branding on the world. All four letters sound exactly the same. I really killed it on that one.
It's too late now, brother.
Yep. All right, are you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Yes, but just before we do that, Nimp, if it makes you feel any better, Nags, who is he's one of Ray's friends, who's also a streamer, he got his own V card, and his own Gamer Subs collection, and there is a female version of him on the cup.
I didn't even think about it being called a V card. That's so good.
Yeah, dude.
Stupid fucking brand. It's the best.
I'm down.
There's a T-shirt that says "Lost your V card, buy another."
Perfect.
Yeah,
love it.
I mean, you can make mine just be a sexy looking printy, and we can go with that.
Perfect.
Moon, you're our lead on this. You're our contact guy.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. Why?
Brand ambassador.
You're the one that brought this product up to for us to see.
Evangelizing the gamer subs.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, it tastes nice, and how often do you get apple water flavoring things?
That's
it's
true.
Great.
I was just saying that the apple rhubarb thing is a flavor combination
really
I haven't heard of anyone use before.
Really nice. It's really nice.
And it just is also nice that if you shake the bottle just right, it looks like her boobs are bouncing.
That's
right. It is
Everybody
what it
knows.
is.
Mine does not have any anime ladies on mine. Thank you very much.
Not yet.
Turn off the lights. Does it glow?
Well,
no.
That's when the anime ladies come out. They come out at night mostly.
The only solution is to nuke her all from orbit, dude.
That's right. Nuke the anime industry from orbit. All right, are you guys ready to get started?
No.
Hear you ooh in space.
That's right. All right, let's get started.
That when we were live for a show title, couldn't it? No, you had to say it before he said that. That's
right.
Because I knew it would automatically get banned because of what we were just talking about.
That's true. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
And the Nimp.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take it down a notch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring it down from
volume down a little.
Where we were recording the Outcast over for our wonderful patrons, our wonderful listeners that support the show over at e1m1.cash.
Those ones are numbers.
We had probably the most sedate opening to an Outcast this week that devolved pretty quickly into
Can
madness.
This go on next year's Patreon polls for the?
That's right. That's right. We already got an episode for on lock for this year's Patreon open house coming in December. Don't forget, we'll be doing another Patreon open house. But that's a real wild one, man. I don't even want to look at my show notes for this one quite yet.
Why is it always me that brings the chaos?
Why is it always me?
Why is it always me?
I don't
Different
know,
perspectives, man. It makes it interesting.
That's right. That's right. So over there you can get the Outcast, which is our exclusive uncensored episode where we're talking about everything except for video games, for better or for worse. Over there, we've got some real wild stuff happening this week. You also get early access to We Roguelike It and Critical Misses at the $5 a month tier or higher. You get exclusive access to the Critical Misses production meeting and exclusive access to the Wayward Sons, the Supernatural TV show podcast. All of that and more at e1m1.cash.
Hey, Boston, Stalking Mike in chat asks really quick. So it's been a while since we've discussed
what's a Patreon
this,
open house? What a fantastic question. Thank you so much for Mike for asking that. Patreon open house, we release, I think it's 3 episodes or 4 episodes that are usually behind the paywall that got released at some point this year. We have selected our favorite or the community's favorite or our best ones or whatever, kind of the cream of the crop of the behind the paywall episodes. Those will be released to everybody for free on the Patreon page over there during the month of December. So if you wanted to get
you don't need to pay. You just need to you can just pull it from an RSS feed,
exactly.
Basically.
Or if
as long as you have a Patreon account.
If you just want to go to e1m1.cash and just go listen to them there, you totally can too. I think if you visit the page, you don't even need to have an account. So it should be open and available in public for everybody. That'll be for the entire month of December. It was it went really well last year, so we're going to try it again this year. And I think we have all of our episodes picked out for this year, and boy, they are all straight bangers over there. So
now, Boston, are these episodes censored?
No, as a matter of fact, they're not. Thank you so much for asking. They are uncensored. So if you want to giggle at us using swear words, you totally can over there. So during the month of December, yes.
As someone who used to listen to the show before I was on the show, it's always hilarious whenever we would play games together or do anything like that, and we are all dropping the swear words like you would like sailors. And it's just like, how do we restrain ourselves for this show? Right. I genuinely don't know.
Turn that part of our brain right off. We're in work mode. Yeah, so you can check all of that out. If you want to sign up to be a patron now, we have hundreds of episodes available on there. We don't delete any of them, so they're all available over there, for better or for worse.
If you want a really good time, go watch the soda video from a few years ago.
That's
for
right.
The complete insanity.
Yeah, Moon trying cursed sodas. But yeah, if you want to check out the Patreon open house, it'll start December 1st, 2025 over at e1m1.cash.
The ones and numbers.
Okay, Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Nimp, have you started it yet? You know what I'm asking about. Okay, I'll wrap up with that one then.
All right.
Okay.
I don't even need to elaborate. Like
nope.
This. Nope.
Check 10 minutes from now.
So similar situation to last week. I've had extremely limited time, so I managed to play a little bit of Helldivers. A classic thing happened yesterday, I think it was, where I just happened to switch my Xbox on, and at the moment, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that whole, yeah, this is a game I'm really excited to play. There's like 20 games that have come out this year that I was super excited to play, but my personal life being what it is, everything being a little bit of a mess at the moment, I'm just like, no, I'm not in the mood for sitting down and putting 12 hours into whatever game it was.
Right.
My plan from the start of the year of let's have a Game of the Year list of all Game of the Year winners, essentially, was just out the window.
Yeah.
So I played a little bit of Helldivers, and then yesterday I was scrolling through trying to figure out what to do. And I looked at my friends list, and it's like, oh, Brain Eater is playing Helldivers. So I just jumped in, started playing with him. He was doing like an extreme mission, and it was one of those things where like he was just standing on the ship. So I just loaded in and I just stood on the ship with him.
Mm.
And then I noticed some movement and an emote happen, which if you don't know about Helldivers, emotes are all co-op, so you start the animation and it pauses, and then the other person has to hit A to like do it to interact with you, kind of thing. So he just started it, and to let him know I was there, I joined in the emote, sent him a text message saying like, we can party if you want or not, like it's completely your call, I don't mind. And he was like, yeah, my headset's dead. So we literally played an entire three deck mission, like 3 missions. No communication, no chat, just pings and being really good at the game.
Nice. Because
that's right, I am a gamer. I'm good at games. You don't have to make fun of me for not playing anything.
Every once in a while.
That's right.
Yeah. Bro, Ninja Gaiden 4 is sitting right there looking at me going, hey.
Don't even. Yeah.
How good do you think you are?
You think you're good at games, do you?
That's right.
Do you really? We played Peak on Friday as part of the biannual game night. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, Boston.
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to rope you in for the next one in 2 weeks' time, considering what tomorrow is?
Considering what is tomorrow?
Well, if I just open my calendar app here on my cellular device.
Uh-huh.
With my...
Wait, am I missing something?
Monday, October 27th.
Yeah.
TVGP birthday. 2007.
I'll have to see.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah. My
couldn't do this Friday because I didn't remember.
Yeah, my nightly schedule has not been
ideal,
conducive to games lately.
That's fine. I'm just saying, in 2 weeks' time, if you feel like celebrating with the community,
we'll see what we can do.
The offer is there. But Peak is what's the good name that we're trying to use?
Lift. Low impact friend time.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. It is an exceptionally difficult, hilariously crazy one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's fun, it's dumb, it's stupid. Bill learned how to make a mod pack now, which might be the worst thing that's happened to planet Earth.
Chaos Unleashed.
Yeah, this week's one was Bill learned how to make a mod pack, and it was Surely Peak Entertainment was the name of it.
Oh, God.
So, take from that what you will. In his defense, he's doing a very similar approach to what I did, where it's just like, when we played Peak originally, the only one we had was the multiplayer mods, and that's only because we needed to have more than 4 players, essentially. He's starting out slow with a whole bunch of cosmetics.
Okay, sure. That's an easy starting point.
That may have broken my game.
Okay, perfect.
Only mine. Everybody else loaded in fine. I started getting a whole bunch of Unity errors.
Oh, how fun.
There may or may not have been some registry edits going on the fly while I'm extremely tired trying to get this game to load.
Nothing could go wrong.
Nothing could go wrong at all. But after a bunch of reg edits and then a bunch of what's it called? The thing verifying file integrity on Steam.
Yes, ooh, a classic.
Yeah, the old good one. And opening the containing folder so that I can launch it directly from a folder rather than from a software.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of stops I went through for this was insane. After all that, we got it loaded. We got it taken care of. We played Peak. We got to the kiln again. I really, really don't like the kiln. I didn't die once in the entire time we were playing this game. I survived till I was the last person surviving.
Okay.
For once, I wasn't falling down like cliff holes and everything. And I know Rob is going to be in the comments being like, "Oh, that's because you didn't stop and wait for everybody." So, time to break this shackle that Rob has put around my neck.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys. I have been like hiking and climbing and stuff like that in my life.
Mm-hmm.
The general rule of thumb is when someone's at the top, the person up at the top stops, turns around, and helps people up one by one.
Yeah, sure.
It's not help one person up and then you go and then they help the next person up.
Right.
It's a line being helped up, so
Yeah.
you don't have maneuvers on like slippy rocks or anything like that. So I was just doing that naturally because that's the way I was told to do it when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I turn around, I've got Rob yelling at me from below me going, "You big abandoner, why are you leaving us behind?" I don't know why he sounds like Vegeta in this impression, but that's what it is.
Kakarot.
So I apologize. Sometimes I just like to go ahead and then think that the person who's helping everybody is just going to continue to help.
Sometimes
and
you
then
got the
that is
zoomies.
my mistake.
It happens.
Sometimes the peak zoomies.
Yeah.
I will give credit to Steve, my friend from childhood, Steve. I had Descenders loaded on my PC beforehand, and instantly the first thing he said to me, "So what's it like going from Descenders to this?" And I was like, "Yeah, Descenders to Ascenders. It's really kind of that's how it goes, right?
Right.
Like I should go the other way. I should play this and then Descenders."
Yeah,
So
exactly.
So then I went from Ascenders to Descenders because why not?
Yeah.
But no, Peak is. It's fun. It's stupid. It's again full props to the team behind it who did the echo tech on it.
Yes.
Because there's always something hilarious about hearing someone scream as they just shoot past you, like you're in a tiny little like crevasse. And then someone's screaming body goes shooting past you like a comet hitting the ground. And you just hear it echo off all the walls as you go. And it's just like, okay.
So
Things
good.
clearly went pretty bad there. I don't know why, but they did. I don't know. Peak is great. Peak is wonderful. Join us if you have the opportunity and availability to. Hopefully in 2 weeks we can get Boston roped in and we can try and do a celebration.
That's right.
A celebration of life for the show,
Yes.
as it reaches its 55,000th birthday.
That's
it feels
right.
like. But other than that, the only other thing I played was Deep Rock Galactic Survivors.
Yeah, ditto. Playing a lot of this.
So, as the newest person among us, Mr. Nimp.
The new guy in the crew.
Yes.
The newest dwarf of the fortress.
That's right.
So, I have played maybe an hour of this game so far.
Okay.
I have fully cleared the crystalline caverns, the magma core, and the hollow area.
Okay.
Okay, so you chug it away pretty quickly if that's in like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a school video and playing that on the side, so I didn't really have to pay
talented.
attention to the videos.
True.
I have the 4, I don't know if there's more, but the 4 default classes unlocked.
Yes.
What is
Yeah.
it? The scout, the gunner, the engineer, and the driller.
I think that's right.
I am
Who do
not
you
a
hate
fan
most
of
so far?
the driller.
The driller.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
The gunner is my most
Interesting.
hated.
So, I'm not a huge fan of the scout either, but the driller just felt like a ripoff of the engineer.
Sure.
Is this also because his gun only shoots behind him? Is this part of the issue with that class? Because the baseline driller starts with that gun that only shoots behind
so
him as
good,
well,
though.
which is.
I'm just
And the fact that
mining
you
away,
can't really
man.
do melee attacks, you know?
That's so good.
Because I kind of thought that was going to be his shtick because he's got the drills for hands.
The drill
Yeah.
arms, yes.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can run into enemies and kind of do a little bit of damage as I'm going through. No, not really at all. But I have right now enjoyed the gunner and the engineer. Engineer a little bit more so because I unlocked a bunch of extra turrets and had upgraded them to have treads and they shoot plasma. And I found out that plasma bounces off of walls. So that turned into a whole thing where I just had a killing field of plasma bolts just going every which way and taking out tons of hordes.
I do want to take a quick detour here, though, for maybe people that surprisingly might not be listening to We Rogue Like It. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is a Deep Rock Galactic themed bullet heaven game. So it follows pretty much the same formula that a lot of the rest of the bullet heaven games do. It's just this one is all kind of dwarves and mining and engineering and funny quips and mining through stuff for materials and that whole sort of thing. But everything else, the like auto firing, the meta progression, the unlocks, all that stuff kind of functions the same way as a lot of the rest of them.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember because I had my first, maybe my second run. I had the indicator pop up that, hey, a swarm is coming. And then like a moment later, hey, a swarm is coming. Okay, and then a moment later, a swarm is coming, and I'm like, I'm already swarming. How is there more swarm to give? Like I can't go anywhere.
Was it an escort mission or was it?
No, it was just a regular go down 5 levels on hazard 1.
Oh, elimination, yeah.
Yep.
So it was very rough. My first 2 runs, and that was why I enjoyed the gunner though, because I have like a constant, like it has 100 ammo clip on that minigun that it runs around with. So it's like, all right, cool. I just point forward at the swarm, and the swarm is no more.
That's right.
But it does suck that he can't shoot behind him at all. And I feel like this game should have been a twin stick shooter, because I'm constantly like trying to aim with my right stick.
Yeah, and it feels like it
doesn't work.
It moves.
Yeah, it feels like it should be one, like especially kind of the like isometric view, and then it took me a while to realize, while I have fire grenades, I didn't know if it was one of those games where it's like, okay, is all fire dangerous, or can I hang out in my own fire grenades? And it turns out you can hang out in your own fire grenades, which is great. Magma, however, sucks. Yeah, that's
don't stand in magma.
That's the bad fire.
But it's great to lure everything into the magma.
Yes.
Correction. Do stand on magma only to get the 100 dodges achievement, because if you stand on magma, it takes 1 HP, and if you use the scout who has the high dodge chance. And then you can also unlock an item which increases your dodge chance when you get damaged. You can stand on the magma, and it only takes 1 HP, and then you dodge rather than 50 HP, and then a dodge, and then 50 HP, and a dodge, and so on and so forth.
I'll have to do that for when I do that.
But yeah, outside of that, like I haven't really gotten into a whole lot of systems. I have fully upgraded a gun while diving. But I don't think I've done anything, and I've done some of the upgrades and stuff, and I've gotten some of the items that I can equip. I just go through and auto equip on each one of the characters, and then just sell whatever's left over.
100%.
But outside of that, like I haven't gotten into any of the major stuff. I'm not far enough along yet, but I feel like I'm right there at the cusp of being able to start getting into like what was it? One of the options was a mastery option, which I have no clue what that is, but I feel like I'm getting real close to that being unlocked.
I think you are, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, now masteries are. It's like a single run that you do, and then after you do that single run, it gives you a permanent buff to whatever that mastery is for. So, for example, your pistols might do 12% bonus damage when you complete that mastery forever.
Right. And the only thing is, it's a 3-level for the weapon mastery. It's a 3-level run, and you only have that specific gun. You can't pick up any other ones. Which some runs it's okay, because it's like, yeah, cool, I have my turret, great. I'll just finish this run with my turrets. Great, that's how I normally do it. If you do the mastery for Stubby, let's say, it's an Unwaking Nightmare, because that gun is not good by itself.
The voltaic.
No.
Stubby's the voltaic SMG, right?
Yeah, the one that shoots... let's say it's
The
not the
lightning
most
bolts.
accurate of weapons.
Yeah. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about all I've really done so far. So I've gotten just enough into it that I'm enjoying it, but not deep enough into it that I'm like, oh, I'm starting to see where everything is starting to connect. So
Right. Before I go, what did you do this week, Moon?
I got a whole bunch of achievements, like the Dodge achievement. I was specifically going for things that were covering the artifact unlocks, like not just the gear score things, but the things that unlocked like additional artifacts. And I did so many masteries.
Nice.
I have 5 weapons I do not have a mastery on now.
Jeez, okay.
And I have 2 classes I don't have a mastery on now, mostly because I keep not paying attention, which is my bad on that front. I love this game so much.
Yeah.
And if you don't like this game, I can completely understand why. I do, I feel it.
Yep.
I understand where you're coming from. I adore this game.
Yeah,
I
ditto.
genuinely, like, it's so much fun to play. It's so much, especially with the state of mind that I'm in, this is the only thing I've had time to play, and it's felt so good to be able to just switch my brain off, run around, listen to them say funny things, like up, oh, back down again when
How's
they
my
hit the
butt
bounce
look from
pads.
down there?
Again, the call outs are great. The snarky attitude on the overseer is great. Like, it's
Those bugs are
this
pissed.
game is great.
Yeah.
I love this game.
yeah,
And
being able to clear out like a supply point and just having it drop and kill everything in that area. That has helped me many times.
It does so much damage if you hit the bosses with it too, just so you know.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I give the development team a lot of credit this week, though, because they, I was really beating my head up against it. I think we talked about my troubles with Elimination Gate 2 on the 4th episode. We covered it on We Work Like It. And what gates are in this game is you'll clear, they're in a node. Let's say you pick Elimination. There's a node, a grouping of levels, and there are 5 levels in them, in that node. Each of the levels has 3 objectives in it. And after you clear X number of total objectives, it'll open up a gate that is sort of gating the next set of levels. But it also is, when you clear that, you're going to unlock the next hazard level. So enemies get more health, they do more damage, but you'll get higher gear drops and you'll get access to more stuff, like more masteries, different types of masteries, stuff like that, more modes. I was struggling with Gate 2, which is the first time you're trying Hazard 3 difficulty. And run after run after run, I'm just beating my head against it and not really getting any progress. Because once you clear the first gate, you start getting negative modifiers. And a lot of them are like, on that magma level, there's more magma. So it's like, sometimes like, this level doesn't have any healing on it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
For that gate, it's on that level that doesn't have any red sugar, which is the healing stuff. So you have to heal in the crystals. And the little like purple dudes that are really fast in that level, the debuff was those things move twice as fast and they do twice as much damage, which normally wouldn't be that bad, but they're very quick at the beginning. And I kind of always felt like I was on the back foot the entire run every time I've done it. Like, I could never level up fast enough or get enough benefits or like anything. Like, I never really felt like I had a winning run. So I noticed they patched the game and they specifically nerfed that gate, which they took away that negative modifier and they replaced it with a different modifier that just gives every enemy in that run an additional 20% damage, which is still really tough, but it's much more manageable than this one enemy type really hates you and is going to end your run. So I think I cleared that gate on my second try. And my first try, just in any of these games, sometimes you have a very unlucky run of just like, yeah, I didn't get any good bonuses, or none of my choices were any good, or the only options I were getting were like green, like gray quality. That sort of sucked.
Yeah, couldn't find enough gold or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just, the run kind of never came together. So I was finally able to clear it, and I was finally able to start running stuff on hazard level 3 now, and that unlocked a whole bunch more weapon masteries, that unlocked class mod masteries, that unlocked biome masteries, which is like instead of running a 5-level run, so you're doing 5 stages, doing 10 for a permanent buff on that stage. Like the one I tried to go do was 10 floors, and when you complete it, you get an additional 15% XP on that biome permanently. So like,
oh wow,
they're really worth it, but they're gonna make you work for it, because they are significantly more difficult. But yeah, I'm also in the same position of like, yep, this is the game I want to play. If whether or not I have 20 minutes or whether or not I accidentally lose 2.5 hours on a stream, it's kind of the game I want to be playing at the moment, in like a worrying sort of way. But
in a great way, you mean?
That's right. And I'm only playing it on stream, which is probably like the thing that's saving me right now.
That is your saving grace, because I'm not kidding. For me, it's that furthest left slot in my Xbox like recently played list, and it hasn't moved for 4 weeks.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm playing on PC with the Xbox controller, and yeah, I've just been sitting here while I'm watching class videos, just running stuff.
Yep.
So this is kind of the most gaming I've had this week, because it's the best part of being able to shut my brain off and I can concentrate on something else, and you can pause it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pausable, and you can play it one-handed. I say again,
true.
One-handed.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. But I do have one question, though. When you fully max out a weapon, you get all those pips on the left side of the weapon icon.
Yeah.
And you still get choices to put like extra damage, like 10% extra damage on the weapon. Does that still go into effect, or are you just kind of wasting a choice?
No, it's still, you can level it up as far as you want. Like, it doesn't, you don't get to pick more overclocks. You only get to pick them at 6, 12, and 18. But yeah, you can still keep leveling up like 30, 40, 50. Like, you're making that gun kind of a beast at that point.
All right, because I was kind of messing with that a little bit too, but I haven't had it happen enough times for me to really test it out. Because the first time I did it, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to reset the pip count for me. Right. And it didn't do that. I'm like, all right, I wonder if it's replacing a buff that I had earlier, kind of thing. So yeah, it's good to know that it keeps that.
On those masteries, when you're only allowed to use one weapon, you'll get one weapon up to like level 40, and it's just like, this is what happens when you break a weapon so insanely.
I'm doing 400% extra damage, and it's reloading in a fraction of a second, and my clip is 5 times normal, like 5 times bigger.
I reload sometimes. My God, there's been so many times I've run around waiting for something to reload so I could kill somebody.
Yep.
So if you look in the We Roguelike It on our Discord, you'll see I posted a couple of screenshots from there, and one was just like, the entire screen was full of explosions.
Yep.
Because I literally just had a grenade run. And it was the entire floor was fire. Like, nobody could even come close to me, because it was just like 4 sets of grenades, each one splitting into 3, each one doing extended status effects as they hit the ground. And I was just like, yeah, nothing's touching me now. Like, this is great. And like the video Boston's playing right now, he's using like the flame turrets. And the best thing about them is like, he's got a legendary upgrade which gives him 2 jets. if you get your luck high enough, you can keep getting legendary upgrades. I had one where there was like 5 jets coming out of those things, and it's literally 5 in an arc.
Was doing 4 beams coming out of it, and nothing was even touching me at that point. Just like this fan of flame death in front of me. It was so good.
Yeah, and I noticed that the overclocks aren't the same every time, because there was one time with the engineer for the turrets, I did not get the option for the treads. Yeah,
yeah.
And I was like, oh well, that. So I mean, they still work fine. They don't have to follow me around. But I just had to remember, it's like, okay, I need to stop moving for a second so I can plop down all these turrets.
Drop them all. I will say there's only 3 turrets. I think there's 4 turrets essentially, but only 3 of them have the option to have the walkie legs. There is an achievement for getting all 3 turrets with the walkie legs at the same time.
Oh, okay.
That achievement is called "They See Me Rolling, They Hating."
Perfect.
Nice.
So good. Yeah, so if you're not playing DRG Survivor and you like Bullet Heaven games, you probably should be, and you're going to hear about it on the show for probably a considerable amount of time, because it's really good.
So I just started it, so I've got questions.
That's right.
Yes,
we probably have answers.
We will happily help. So before I pass the ball over to Nimp, I need to destroy you, Boston, like I got destroyed this week.
Okay.
There is also a 1 to 4 player co-op first-person roguelike game called Rogue Core from the Deep Rock Galactic team, currently in early access on Steam.
Okay. Well, once it hits 1.0, we'll check that out too. All right.
I'm just saying, there is another one coming down the line before we even know it.
I'll take it.
But yes, that's all I've been playing, Mr. Nimp. Please, take it away.
Nice. The only other game that I have played this week so far is The Evil Within.
Oh, yeah.
And that was mostly all today that I had playtime for. So, I am now on chapter 13. And I think last week I was on chapter 5 or 6.
They didn't skip that chapter because of, like, superstition or something?
Right.
No, not this game. They would go all in because it's 13.
It's not a hotel where they just go chapter 12, chapter 14.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, here's your 12A, 12B buttons because they don't want to hit 13. Yeah, it's stupid. But this game, I had a random thought while I was playing this, because this is a whole just everything's in your head. Physics don't make sense. And there is a scene where they actually have you go through like a chain link fence and a solid wall, and then you end up in a completely different area through this cutscene. And I had a random thought of, if Tangleworks was still around, they should have leaned way heavy into it and made like any like weirdness physics wise be like, oh no, that's meant to be that way for this game.
Exactly right.
Because that's just how this is set up, where it's like the up is no longer up anymore. You are just phasing through crap because someone doesn't want you in a particular area, so they removed you from the spot you're at, kind of things. Like, that could have been very interesting. And unfortunately, we will probably never get a third game for this.
Yeah, probably not.
But right now, where I'm at with everything is I have fought all kinds of weird bosses up to this point. The spider lady has made a return.
Oh, good.
And so I got to fight her all over again. That was creepy and weird. There was a dog thing that I had to fight that was massive. I fought it in a parking garage, so that was kind of cool. But my favorite boss fight that I had so far is, I don't know if any of these have a name, but it's basically a guy that has a safe on his head. And it's got like the old spin combination lock on it, and it's covered in barbed wire.
Oh boy.
Basically this game's version of Pyramid Head.
I was gonna say it's like Saw's Pyramid Head.
Yeah. The cool thing with this fight, well, first the crap thing about this fight, you're in an area that's constantly being pumped full of poison. So you have to run around and find these valves, so that way you can shut those vents off, so that way you're no longer being poisoned. And there's a gauge that shows them if that fills up to 100, you're just dead.
Okay.
All right, cool. This thing is chasing you the entire time, and it's like a real fuzzy because there's so much of this poison fog coming in that it's kind of difficult to see in this area. So if you run into a spot, it's a high probability that he is just around the corner and you can't see him just because there's so much of this fog everywhere. And I managed to take him out. I'm like, cool, that didn't seem terribly difficult. What happens, and I kind of noticed this a bit, is that there are safes all over that look exactly the same. When you kill him, he just takes over a different safe and just pops up randomly within the map.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, this sucks. I'm not going to fight him anymore right now. So I got one valve closed. I had to go into the next area, slam the door shut. In this next area, he can't get into you or get to you. So I shut the valve off for that one. And then there's this cutscene where he is on the other side of this grate from where you just closed this valve. And he can't get to you. So what he does is he basically snaps his head off of his shoulders and kills himself.
Oh.
And he takes over one of the safes in your room.
Oh, bummer.
So now you're locked in this room with this guy.
Great.
Luckily, the poison is done. And I don't think he stops regenerating.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can constantly kill him and pick up, like, the green goop. Because I think I killed him, like, 3 or 4 times. And he just kept popping back up randomly on the map somewhere else.
Jeez.
And I was like, I don't have the resources to keep doing
right.
this fight. Because I'm playing on, I think their normal mode is called, like, Survivalist or something like that. So it's like, I don't have the supplies to keep doing this. So I rushed to the exit, got through, and yeah, it seems like there's like a whole cutscene that's supposed to happen. And then through that cutscene, that boss is killed. And then you get your green goop for that stuff. But I also discovered, while fighting this boss, a whole new arrow called the Cryo Arrow.
Ooh.
And this freezes. You're basically the Green Arrow at this point. You've got the Harpoon, which is your normal one. You've got like this Flashbang Arrow. You've got a Shocking Arrow. You've got the Detonator Arrow, which is like the mine proximity thing. And now this Cryo one, which freezes everything. And it works on bosses, which is great. On smaller enemies, when you hit them or hit around them, because it does like an area effect, if they get frozen by it, once they thaw, they just break in half and die. So you don't even have to worry about them. On bosses, it just holds them in place for a little bit, so that way you can get some damage in. It's like, all right, cool, that works out too. I found that the Cryo Arrow will also disarm bombs that you find on walls for a couple of moments. So you can shoot one with it, and you can also run up and quickly disarm it. And you don't have to do the minigame. You just run up, and he just disarms it for you automatically.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty sweet. In a moment of panic, during the boss fight with the spider lady, I also discovered that it makes your proximity mine arrow inert as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because I had three of those laid out for her to walk into. I shot a freezing arrow at her to try to just get her to stop moving, and it turned all of those green. I'm like, that's weird. And they're also not going off. And I tried shooting them, and they wouldn't activate.
Oh, jeez.
And I may have been missing too, because you have to upgrade like his aiming. So like for each weapon. So he has a bit of sway. So I may have not just been getting the pixel perfect hitbox on those with the pistol.
Sure.
But I also didn't have a whole lot of ammo to figure that out. So, because, boss fight. So that sucked finding out. And eventually they do rearm. So I was able to run around for a bit and then run back and have her follow me and then run into those and activate them. But that was something that just did not need to be included in this game.
Right.
I did not need to be screwing myself over in that way unexpectedly. But it's also kind of cool that it works that way too. So it's like, all right, cool. I'll just keep that in mind if I'm setting traps or whatever. I am, like I said, I'm now at chapter 13. I think it was 12 that there's a mansion that you go through, which looks like the mansion from Resident Evil 1.
Sure.
And has inside a very small, like it's almost the exact same layout in a weird way. Because like you walk into the main hall, you've got the stairs going upstairs, and then behind the left stair is the dining room. And there is a guy in there when you first go in there who is chomping away at somebody.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like, all right, cool. This is almost like 1-to-1 with Resident Evil. That's kind of sweet. Being chased around by the one dude that you can't kill was not cool. The only thing you can do is hide and just wait for him to go away. So it's kind of like the whole thing with Nemesis or Mr. T in the remakes, where you're just constantly being tracked throughout this mansion. Absolutely hate it, but I got through it. And then going into chapter 13, there was like a whole bunch of areas where you have to swim around, and there's like amphibious versions of things that you can't attack. They don't leave the water, but they're all in areas that you have to swim through.
Oh boy.
So the only thing that you can do is you will find bodies hanging up in the air, and you have to shoot them down, and when they hit the water, the amphibious thing will go after the body that just went in, so you can jump in and swim to your next safe spot.
I see.
Until you get to an area that's
terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, it's all the sounds that happen in this game.
Oh boy.
I absolutely hate it, but I'm still playing it. But then you get to an area where there's 2 of those things, and you've only got like a handful of bodies that you can sacrifice for these, so that way you can get through the little gated thing. I died a couple times.
Sure, yeah.
Luckily, this game has great checkpointing. So when I died, it just put me right back at the start of the area, so that way I could just, all right, I screwed that up. Let me do this part again. All right, here's the part where I died. Let me try to look around and figure out what I could maybe do a little bit better to get through this area. So, it's for a horror game, it's been fun.
Right.
Looking up the chapters on Reddit, it looks like I've only got about 2 hours left on this.
Okay.
And then I'll have it beat. So just in time for October to be done with. I am kind of interested in playing 2, but I don't think I'm going to get to it this year.
I've heard 2 is significantly better too.
So because it's the internet, a lot of people think that 2 sucks because it went from being this path that you just constantly go forward on to it being open world.
Oh, interesting.
And well, not a lot of people, but enough people on the internet have cried about how, it's no longer scary, it's all open world and blah blah blah. And it's like, all right, take your emo self out and go find something else to play. But it's got upgrading systems, and that's what got me through Dead Space. And so far, between Dead Space 1 and Silent Hill 2, those are like my 2 freakiest games, and I've beaten Dead Space. I've 100%ed Dead Space.
Right.
Silent Hill I haven't.
Did you play the second one?
Yeah, I played all 3. I have not 100%ed the other 2, but yeah, I've played and beaten all 3 of them. God, do I hate the sound effects in those games too.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't know what drove me to be like, well, I beat the first one, I gotta play the second one. Right. And then when the third one came out, I'm like, well, I beat the second one, I gotta play the third one.
Right.
But yeah, I think I need to go back to Silent Hill 2 at some point. It's kind of something that's been in the back of my mind, because I have never I've beaten 1 and I've beaten 3. I have never beaten 2. Because for some reason, that is the one that really got to me. And all I remember is getting into like a gymnasium or something like that. It's pitch black and I can hear things running around me. And that's when I just noped out and just never went back to the game. So what can go wrong playing it in 4K? You know?
Exactly.
With ambient headphones.
Oh,
but
God.
My goal is to get this completed this week. I'm thinking after this podcast, I'm going to get right back to it, because it doesn't sound like I have a ton more to do.
Right.
And I'm being very vague on the story, because it is a pretty interesting story so far that I don't want to ruin for people if they do want to play these games. But yeah, it's been fun. Oh, and I got the Magnum too.
Oh.
Which I didn't know I was going to get another weapon in here. So they're keeping up with the survival horror of you start out with your little pea shooter, you get a shotgun, you get your unique weapon, which is in this case a crossbow, and now I have a Magnum, which one-shots everything that I've shot with it so far.
Yeah.
I only tested it on 2 enemies because, as usual, I have 6 bullets, so I got to save the other 4 right now for the final boss.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll see how that goes. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm having a surprising amount of fun with this game and a lot of trepidation thinking about playing the game.
Right.
So I think it's hitting that spot that it should be.
Right.
But that's Evil Within, and that's all I've been playing this week.
All right. I spent a bunch more time with Hollow Knight Silksong, and I finished it finally. I got the true ending here that I've been kind of working towards a little bit. Finished it at 90% completion, 44 hours, 46 minutes, and 38 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Really, really happy with the final boss fight. I'm obviously not going to talk about it at all because like all of it is a spoiler. Really happy with the fight. Fight was really hard and felt incredibly good nailing that fight finally. I think all of the story stuff leading up to the final fight was really, really great. I think one of Silksong's biggest strengths has been, and I know that the DLC for Hollow Knight, the first one, was a little bit more explicit in its storytelling, but I think they do such a great job in this one of making the story a bit more, not obvious, but kind of explicit about what's going on or what has happened or what you're doing. Where sometimes in the first Hollow Knight, I kind of felt like I was like, okay, I fought a boss and I got a cutscene, but I don't think I necessarily understand what any of that was. And I don't really run into that in this one. Like, the writing still has kind of a poetic quality to it, so it's not always 100% obviously clear about what's going on, but in a way that I think is pretty fun. So that stuff was great, looked really, really cool. And I was really happy with where the ending went, and I decided to work on 2 of the other trophies, ending related trophies. These aren't a spoiler. But one of them was get 100% completion in the game and then go beat the final boss again. And then the other one was, I don't think I can talk about it without spoiling it, but basically complete all of the wishes in the game, so all the side quests, and one specific kind of larger wish that you're going to go on. There's like a little additional cutscene at the end of the game if you beat it after that. So I thought, well, I'm at 90%. How hard can it be to get that last 10% and kind of get the last 2 trophies? Shockingly turned out to not be that hard. Okay. It was really just like finish all the wishes and go get all the tools and go collect. I only needed one more mask shard to get the. I've gotten 9 3/4 of the 10 mask shards. So I went and looked it up and went, okay, yep, I never went in that room. Okay, cool. I needed one more spool fragment, and looked that up and went, yep, never went in that room. Okay, cool. And it was like literally, if I had jumped in this one room I had been in a bunch of times, I would have seen that silk spool. And that was the majority of the stuff I still needed to do. Getting all the tools, that was actually pretty easy because I had found almost all the vendors. I just hadn't bought them because it was like, oh, well, this tool doesn't really seem like it's going to benefit my playstyle, and it's like 900 rosary beads, so why would I spend it on this instead of spending it on something that would actually benefit my playstyle? So I went through and got all of those. I had actually missed a vendor somewhere along the way. I don't think I would have ever found it unless I looked it up. So that was kind of fun, finding some additional secret stuff. And then I beat the final boss. I did the I did the ludicrously difficult jumping challenge in the map, which thankfully got me a memento and also finished one of the wishes. But that was biting my nails the entire time of like, I need to do a very long and very difficult and very tricky platforming section without doing it wrong. Otherwise, so how jumping puzzles work in Silksong is basically if you die, anytime you touch spikes, it doesn't kill you, but it sends you back to the last basically like flat piece of ground you touched. So like you don't bounce off of them and keep going. It kind of wipes you back. You lose like 1 or 2 masks and then you kind of go back. This one kind of purposely doesn't have any flat ground for you to touch throughout almost the entirety of it. So you really need to do all of it perfectly in one go. Which was really rewarding getting to the end of it and wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. But it was a real piece of work. And I'm like, well, cool. We'll probably never do that again because, boy, that really sucked. I beat the final boss at 100%. I got the additional ending thing, which I don't understand. I will probably have to watch a lore video or something on YouTube to figure that one out, which feels very much like the Hollow Knight experience. And then I got 100% at 48 hours, 27 minutes, and 13 seconds.
Nice.
And now go ahead. Oh, did you say? Oh, okay.
Nice.
I have one more trophy I'm working on right now, and it is to complete the Hunter's Journal. It's the same one that the first Hollow Knight did. You have to find and defeat all of the enemies in the game. This one has, I think it's 235 enemies. And you have to defeat enough of them to completely fill the Hunter's Journal entry for that specific one. So when I finished the game, I think I had found all but 7 or 8 of the enemies. And I had completed the entry for, I think it was about 185 out of like the 235 or something. So I'm just using a guide I found on Steam of just like, yeah, man, here are the tricky ones and here's the locations for all of them. You probably found a bunch of them, but you still need to kill, 3 more of these things that you ran into and never killed. So that one seems pretty straightforward. And at that point, I'm kind of looking at it thinking, well, I've only got 3 more trophies before the platinum. I could maybe platinum a Hollow Knight game. The only rub, though, is those are the 3 hardest ones. One is a spoiler.
Is one beat the game without dying?
No, thankfully not. That's I did unlock Steel Soul mode, however, though, which is whenever you die, it just deletes your save, which I will not be partaking in because that's not for a guy like me. But one trophy is beating one boss in kind of a specific way. It's kind of a big spoiler, so I don't even want to talk around it more than that. And then the other 2 are beat the game in under 5 hours, which seems probably doable. And then the other one is complete the game with 100% in under 30 hours, which also seems fairly doable, having done it in, 48 hours? Now that I kind of know where the majority of the stuff is. But I kind of have that question, like I usually do, of like, okay, I could go through and try to get all of these trophies and maybe do a whole bunch of extra runs of Silksong, but is that going to make me hate the game having to do all of this additional stuff on top of the kind of normal stuff? And I suspect my answer is yes, so I'm probably not going to go do it, even though this is really the best time to do it. Plus, there's like 5, 10 out of 10 Game of the Year candidates that keep coming out every week, starting like at the beginning of this month. So like, I still have way more games to play. Like I need to keep clipping on a whole bunch of other stuff. So,
Silksong require you to do like a brand new save slot for those,
does.
Or could you do like a new game? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to do a brand new save slot. There isn't actually any new game plus, which I was kind of surprised by.
Was there one in the first Hollow Knight?
I don't believe so, because it
okay.
I think it does the same thing in this one. When you beat the game, it basically like brings you to your last save of like, yeah, you get a little like badge on your icon that's like, yep, you beat the game, and then it basically is like, okay, you're back, 5 minutes before you fought the final boss, which is pretty great, because I'm glad they did that instead of like, yeah, start a brand new game if you want to do 100%. I probably wouldn't have done that. But yeah, I loved this game the whole time. I have really very few criticisms about it. It's firmly in my list of my favorite games of all time. Not only from like a storytelling perspective and gameplay perspective, but also I think a lot of what made me really love this game is Hornet herself. Having her be a character that has a voice of her own, as compared to the knight in Hollow Knight, who didn't speak through the whole game. I think that helps a lot, because it kind of changed her from, the tough fight in Hollow Knight, the lady that says Shaw all the time and has that, tough fight or two, turns into this really cool, very sympathetic, surprisingly caring character that I don't think I was expecting coming into this game. And I think having her being her own character and having this kind of motley crew of affectionate weirdos that are throughout this game, I think takes what made that first game really great and kind of makes it even better. Again, if you're interested in Silksong, please God, play the first game first. Not only just from like a story perspective, but also from a difficulties perspective, because this game starts really hard. It does ease up kind of in the middle once you get some additional tools under your belt and you're doing some more damage, you have some more health, but like it starts off really hard in a very punishing way. But yeah, Silksong's great. It's one of my favorite games of all time, easily. And it's even better than the first Hollow Knight was, which is kind of impressive. Last game I played this week, though, is Dispatch. If you haven't seen this, it is a...
Please tell me this is at least good. Please.
Dispatch is incredible. So...
oh, thank goodness.
What it is it's one of those games, it's a Telltale game. I'll just say it there. It's a Telltale game from ex-Telltale developers. You start the game off, you're a superhero called Mecha Man who loses a fight and isn't a superhero anymore. And you go through this very cool fight where you're doing a bunch of quick time events. You're like holding R2 and like swiping the left stick in a direction and doing a bunch of really cool stuff. You can turn all of the QuickTime events off, which is really great. And they call it like QuickTime events, or basically like I think they call it like cinematic mode, which is basically like, we're gonna play the cutscenes, man, and you're gonna be successful. And your character, Robert Robertson, is voiced by Aaron Paul, who does an incredible job in this game. And basically you're hired at the superhero dispatch network as a dispatcher, and it's your job to give the right superheroes the right job to make the job successful. So you have the kind of normal Telltale stuff where you're making the decisions under a time constraint, and
so
go ahead.
Is this like This Is the Police, except
I'll
modern?
I'll get to that in a second because it's really interesting. I'll show it here on the screen on the stream in a second. But you have the kind of two halves of this game. One is you're making choices. People will remember that choice, and you're making like one of 3 or 4 choices as a timer ticks down. And at the end, when you get to the credits, it tells you like 56% of players decided to fist bump this character, and 86% of characters didn't do this, and that sort of thing. So it all kind of has the normal stuff that Telltale does, but it also has the this kind of management interface where jobs are popping up on this kind of faux computer interface you have here. And one of the first ones that comes up here that you'll see on stream is like, my son's cat is stuck in a tree, or like the balloon is stuck in a tree. I need someone to come out, and it will say like, okay, you got to climb a tree. So it's going to be kind of a physical job, and don't make the child cry. And so it's like, you need to have somebody that can physically do the job, but also don't send one of your many jerks to go be a jerk to this kid, because that will mean the job isn't successful. And if the job's successful, you get a whole bunch of experience for that individual hero. You start with a group of 8 heroes that all kind of do different things and there's 5 stats. So it's sort of like charisma, intelligence, I think one is vigor, athletic skill, and basically speaking ability. And you're basically saying like, okay, I have this job. I'm going to have to send 1 or 2 or 3 heroes out. And when you come back, it gives you a rating basically about how successful that job was out of 100%. And it took me a little bit of time to figure out, but they'll kind of draw a 5-pointed symbol above the basically like the aptitude of the heroes you sent, and it'll kind of bounce a ball on the inside. If the 2 shapes line up on that ball, the job is successful. If it didn't, then it wasn't successful. But a lot of it is kind of spinning a bunch of plates in a really interesting way to try and get all of these jobs to completion successfully, and try and get through an entire day. And a lot of it is really, really interesting because some of them are like, hey, this guy needs security for this event. He's like a tech bro billionaire. One of your guys that you have on the team, Sonar, who's like a Batman, he really wants to pitch his idea to this guy while he's doing security. Is that something you really want him to do? Is he going to be too distracted doing that instead of doing the job? Or is he going to do a good job protecting that guy from whatever's going to come along because he really cares about keeping that guy alive? Or like, are you going to send these 3 people along together even though they really hate each other, but they're really good for the job? Or like, one of the team members, the fire, Flambe, B-A-E, started a fire when he was off on his break and is lying about it. Do you send him to go clean it up, or do you send somebody else to go clean it up and potentially make each other on the group mad? And what you find out pretty early in, like, there's 2 episodes out right now. They're both each about an hour long. There's 2 episodes coming out every week. There'll be 8 episodes total. And basically what you find out is you're hired at this place to be a dispatcher for a group of superheroes, basically the Z-list superheroes that all used to be super villains, and the SDN are trying to rehabilitate them and get them on their side on the SDN. and they are all screw-ups. They are all literally the worst. Like, I love my problem children, but they all suck. They all suck something fierce. But you're trying to do the best you can, possibly, with all of them. And as you send them out on more jobs, and as they get better, or as they do more jobs, they start getting XP, and they start leveling up. And every time they level up, you get an additional skill point to put in one of those 5 abilities. So you can start kind of min-maxing, you can start improving people, you start learning what each individual hero's innate abilities are, like Sonar, that bat guy. Every time he goes out on a job, he flips between 2 different personalities. One where he's kind of like a bat, like he's mostly bat form, and he's less charismatic and less intelligent, but stronger. Or he flips between more of a human form, where he's more charismatic and more intelligent, but kind of weaker and slower. And every time you send him on a job, he flips between the 2 of those. It's really cool. Like, it's the kind of storyline part of it is written incredibly well. It's voice acted really, really well. It looks so good. I cannot impress upon everybody how good this game looks. It really does look as good as the trailers do. I'm playing this on PS5, and it runs super, super smoothly, 60 frames the whole time. And
the art style on it is insanely good.
The art style is incredible, and all of that runs well. I've had the only technical problem I had was the very first voiced line didn't have the correct lip syncing, but everything else has been flawless. And having the kind of like standard Telltale thing that looks like that and runs like that and has really great action and it doesn't have the loading problems that a lot of the old Telltale games did, where you'd pick a dialogue choice and they would take 2 seconds to load, and then like the action of the scene would fall apart. It doesn't have any of that. Like having the 2 halves of the game be so different and be so interesting, where you're getting the really cool Telltale decision stuff of the like people will remember this thing, and the really cool, like Moon said, almost kind of like this is the police without the problematic nature of running a police department. Having that be the kind of back and forth, the 2 halves of this game has been really, really, really good. And I'm really excited now every week. And I'm playing it on stream too. So like every week I'm looking forward to sitting down for 2 more hours, I'm assuming, and playing 2 more chapters of this and seeing where the storyline goes. Like that seems really, really cool. And a lot of people online are being really weird about this game coming out in an episodic nature and saying like, well, I refuse to, I'll just wait until the whole thing's out. Cool. Shut up and just go do that then.
I mean,
but like,
that's fine.
I would rather sit and play 2 hours a week instead of 16 hours all in one go. And like now I have a really cool, like 2 more episodes coming out. I think it's like Wednesday or Thursday every week. I now have something to look forward to this week of like, yeah, okay, we're going to sit down and we'll play 2 more episodes of Dispatch, and we'll see what's going to happen here. I have no idea where the storyline is going to go. Which I think is kind of exciting at this point. And one of my biggest concerns was it going to do the thing that a lot of superhero things do, which is like, oh, well, obviously this the big superhero, the nicest guy, he's absolutely going to be the villain, right? Like he's the worst. He's the thing that's going to turn. I don't know. It hasn't really seemed like anything has been super clear about that, but it's really great. I was coming into it hoping that I'd get... The thing I was looking forward to the most was just playing a new game from Telltale alum. Because we've played a lot of Life is Strange games, and Life is Strange True Colors is still is the best Life is Strange game, and it's one of the best of one of these kind of Choices Matters modern adventure games. But that's kind of all the like big title ones that that we've played recently, and there have been other ones that have come out, but nothing I feel like I've gotten excited for in the same way as maybe a Life is Strange or something like Dispatch here. So that to me is kind of exciting at the very least, of like, yeah, here's a cool new one of these that seems like it has a significant budget behind it and doesn't have all of the kind of engine cruft that a lot of the Telltale stuff did, as Telltale got that engine got like really long in the tooth. It really doesn't feel like that. It really feels like, I have no idea what engine they're running on, but it really does feel like they have nailed it at the beginning here.
It's unreal.
Okay, perfect. There you go. So yeah, it seems like
I was looking up to see if it had any announcement on an Xbox release yet.
Oh yeah, because it's only on. Is it on
PlayStation PC right now?
Yeah,
PC and PlayStation. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so far seems really, really, really cool. Way funnier than I was expecting. The writing is genuinely very funny. The very old man Chase that I ran into in episode 2 is probably one of my favorite video game characters of the year. His backstory is really great, and everybody has been really great, including all of my terrible problem children on my crew, especially my favorite Invisigal, who is like the worst human being you've ever interacted with in a video game. She can go invisible, but only when she's holding her breath. Oh, and also she has asthma, and she hates you, which is really great, and makes no bones about completely hating you, which this game is really, really good. I'm really hoping 8 episodes is a lot, so I'm really hoping that it can kind of nail this thing the entire way through. I'm also hoping that all 8 are done and they're just kind of doling them out to sort of build interest week over week, which is working for me, but I would really hate to get to the point where, you know, episodes 3 and 4 come out and they're like, oh, oof, okay, we gotta.
You don't want a Walking Dead situation.
100%.
You don't want a
It's
Life
like,
is Strange
two more weeks, and we're like, just like one more month. We just got to push it out a month, and then like months and months go by. I'm really hope we don't get into
Life
that.
is Strange 2 had that one, right?
I think
where
it was Life is
supposed
Strange
to be weekly, and
2,
then it came out monthly instead, or something.
Yeah, and like one episode was like really, which like I feel for them, like that development is really hard. But I'm hoping that they kind of nailed it this point of like, nope, it's all done. We're putting it out like a TV show, which I think is kind of the exciting way of doing a game like this. Of like, yeah, give me 2 hours a week. I can set aside time for that. I'll finish this game for sure this year because I can do 2 hours a week, but I'm not sure I can do like 16 hours all at one go. But we'll see. First 2 episodes out right now. It seems really good. I had a blast for both of those episodes. They felt, again, they're about an hour apiece. They felt like kind of just the right length for me to be interested. And then I finished an episode and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go do something different in the next episode. So we'll see how the story unfolds. We'll see how the thing I'm really interested to see is how this kind of dispatch management thing unfolds, as I wasn't expecting to level up my heroes. There's some leveling up that my character is doing as well as a dispatcher, which I don't really quite understand yet. I don't think I'll get into until next episode. But it's super cool. I really like it, and so far seems like it's a kind of a sleeper, a potential 2025 sleeper hit, and we'll see where it goes from here. I'll talk about it for the next couple of weeks.
Nope.
That's Dispatch. But that's all I'm playing this week, so let's take a break. Okay, let's pull up show notes here. And what time is it? 4 o'clock. Okay. I am ready whenever you guys are.
Yup.
Okay. Let's get started in 3.
Boston, you're in so much trouble.
Yes.
Second release.
It's already in my list of games I'm playing. Check out Tuesday for me playing that. Well, depending on how much it costs and if it comes out. All right, let's do releases in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of October 27th, 2025. Death by Scrolling comes out, PC, macOS, and Linux. This is the new Ron Gilbert game. Also, Microprose is putting it out. So, like, the dream of the 90s is back, apparently, with both of those names. But this is a kind of a vertically scrolling roguelike where you're trying to get as far as you can and do as much as you can and kind of improve your character as much as you can before the Grim Reaper catches up to you. And that doesn't seem to be... I think you might be thinking like, oh man, yeah, for sure, Vampire Survivors. No, this thing is like on your heels constantly. Like this is a very fast-looking game, and death is right on top of you seemingly the entire time. So previews for this have been pretty glowing so far, and I'm really interested to see what Ron Gilbert is kind of up to, making a very, very different game than usual. So we'll see. Maybe we'll play it on Wii Roguelike someday. That's Death by Scrolling. Speaking of roguelikes, Halls of Torment comes out on PS5 and Series consoles this week. If you haven't heard us talk about it before on like this and Pup, this is a kind of Diablo 1 and 2 styled bullet heaven game. This is where the square grid that we love comes in. If you haven't played this game before, there's a demo out right now on PS5 and Series consoles that gives you, I think, a taste of the beginning of this game, and it's supposed to carry over into the final game too. So if you wanted to get a taste of what this game is, and how worryingly addictive the square grid really is, you can check out the demo for it. We really liked it when we played it on We Roguelike It. You don't need to have any real affinity for Diablo 1 and 2. It doesn't really require that. It just kind of has that like classic, 640 by 480 kind of style to it. Watch a trailer. You'll immediately kind of see. It's like a claw holding like a red orb and that's your health, or like a blue orb and that's your mana. Like it has all the kind of standard trappings of these games. But this one is really, really, really good, and has one of my favorite gear systems where you're sending the gear you're picking up in the dungeon up the well to purchase in the camp. So you're kind of like unlocking new gear slowly as you're going. Halls of Torment is really great. I'm looking forward to unlocking a 450 something trophies that'll the PC version had hundreds and hundreds of achievements, so we'll see how they do that.
Don't forget, we Roguelike It season on this too.
Yep, that's right. We really liked it over there.
When I booted up Deep Rock Galactic, that already had like 200 and some odd achievements.
Yeah, so I had like 330, ridiculous, something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, one of those, huh? Okay, sure. Yeah. Next game here, The Outer Worlds 2 comes out this week. PS5, Series consoles, and PC. I didn't write this down. I'm 100% sure it's Game Pass day and date because it's a Microsoft studio.
It is.
But they're making a second one of these. I have seen some reviews coming out for this game that seem like it's fairly well received. I don't think it's 10 out of 10, 100% across the board, but I don't think an Obsidian game is
also an
ever
Obsidian
going to do
game.
that.
I mean, yeah,
I don't think that's just not what's in the cards for that studio, unfortunately.
Give it like 4 years and a collector's edition or an ultimate edition with mods, and then we'll get the 10 out of 10 version.
Yeah, exactly. So, I still have kind of concerns about this game. I really liked the first one. I agree with everybody that the kind of like anti-capitalist messaging wore a little thin by the end, but it still kind of tickled me as someone who, is a sucker for that messaging. The one of my biggest pluses for the first game was it was like a 20-30 hour first person shooter RPG.
It was short.
It was not a 100-hour thing. The one thing I haven't seen from reviews or anything like this yet is how long is this thing? Because if it's like a 40-hour or less thing, that's really great. But if it's this gargantuan 80, 90, 100-hour thing, that's not what I'm looking for a game like this. I'll go play like Pillars of Eternity. That'll be the thing I play from Obsidian that's incredibly long. I don't want that out of a game like this. So that's my only kind of a worrying thing at the moment. But hopefully it's cool. I like Obsidian stuff. And I liked the first one well enough. So we'll see what they do here with getting a second try with Outer Worlds 2. Are either of you guys going to pick it up, you think?
At day one, but eventually, yeah, because same as you, like I enjoyed the first game, and I really enjoyed the fact that it wasn't a 100-hour game. But I don't know, and some of the marketing in the beginning was super weird, and
no,
couldn't shut up.
I love the announcement trailer for this, where it's like from the creators of like Fallout 3. Fallout 2.5.
Yeah, Fallout 2, the sequel.
Yeah, like
Not
that
so
was
much
great.
That part of the marketing. The other part of the marketing of, this is going to be like the $70-$80 game, and then them getting all uppity about it, and then them quietly backtracking, be like, this will be a normal price game.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, 70 is the normal now is the problem.
Unfortunately, yeah. That feels more like a Xbox sort of thing than Obsidian, probably. But
it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, one day.
Yeah. Next game here, big release of the week. Arc Raiders comes out PS5, Series consoles, and PC. This is kind of the big one here for a while, especially with Marathon getting delayed to ? This is the big extraction shooter that everybody seems to really enjoy. It just went through a server slam. It was like a week or two ago, I think.
Last week, I think.
Yeah, and I everybody's reaction to that was like, "Yep, still got it. I'm waiting for this to come out so I can me and my friends can really dive into it." And people seem to have nothing but good stuff to say about this game so far. So
I've heard a lot of complaints about campers.
Well,
like it has been a while.
Yeah.
But like the first thing I look about Arc Raiders this last week was all the GD campers that just don't have, the gumption to come out here and fight me one-on.
Oh, I love it. Right, dude, what's old is new again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
I hope they have noob tubes in here because that would just complete the circle.
Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, but I think what I have found interesting about this game, there's almost a 0% chance I'm going to pick this up and play it, but I think a lot of what has been interesting to me for this game is they have seemingly figured out a lot of the meta progression stuff where you are investing stuff that you're extracting from a run into making your kind of base level character better. I don't 100% know in like specifically what ways, but I think that's a lot of the frustration of a lot of people when they're playing it, of like, okay, I brought all my cool stuff in and I died immediately and now I don't have anything to show for it. Yeah. Or like they wiped the season and now I'm starting back from the beginning. That's sort of frustrating. So it sort of seems like they're addressing that in ways that I think are fairly interesting. So I'm curious to see how this looks sort of from like an investment standpoint, from like a run over run sort of thing.
Yeah, because I heard it's a good alternative to Escape from Tarkov,
Right.
which I've always been interested in playing, but I am not down with server wipes, and especially
Tarkov
with games that have been out forever.
Yeah.
It being brutal is kind of why I was interested in it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Not a huge fan of being shot in the back by your own teammate
Right.
if you go in there with a player, but I mean, we've all played Helldivers at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So. That's how it goes. Yeah, do either of you think you're gonna pick this up, you think?
No. It's an extraction shooter, which means it has PvP elements, which means no, I don't have the time
it's not for you.
The patience, willpower, or desire to do so anymore.
Right.
I might check it out in the future, but not right now.
Yeah, once it settles in and people see after the first season finishes, maybe is this good, is this bad from a long term? Because I could see, it's a 3-person crew. I have my normal Destiny crew on Thursday nights. Runs are probably going to be pretty long, which is a concern of mine with extraction shooters in general. But, I do have a squad of 3 peeps that could potentially get into a game like this, but I'll have to see, is this sort of a flash in the pan sort of thing that after 2 weeks the population craters because there's just nothing there long term, or what does it sort of look like? So we'll see.
Or who knows? I might watch a review video after this and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm all for this," and then we'll be talking about it next week.
It looks super cool from a style perspective too. It's. I think it obviously isn't as stylized as something like Marathon, but I think it has this kind of cool, almost like retrofuturism thing for a lot of the gear, and then kind of combining that with the real cool looking mechanical style of the arcs to the robots in the game. So it looks cool. I hope it does really well, because I hope we start as the subgenre. I hope the subgenre of extraction shooters kind of continues to move further away from the brutality of Tarkov, and maybe into something that is more accessible, or has an easier onboard, or is maybe a little bit more friendly. I hope we get that kind of middle ground game here at some point. I'm not sure if this will be that, but it'd be nice. So, and hopefully Marathon won't be DOA. Fingers crossed. Next game here, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. It's quite a mouthful. That's coming out on PS5 Series consoles, Switch 1, Switch 2, and PC. It says it right there on the tin. It's an HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest 1 and 2. These games, I had a blast playing these games. I played the Super Famicom ones of them. Was it early this year? Last year? I don't remember.
Yeah, early or late last year, one or the other.
Yeah, it was within the last year or so. I was especially impressed by Dragon Quest 1, which is a single party member JRPG, which
those are the best.
I historically really don't like. But Dragon Quest 1 was really good, and kind of like a really focused, very fun game. I was talking about this on Pup. One thing I really like that they introduced in Dragon Quest 3's remake is a thing you can turn on and turn off. But they just had like this marker where it's like, go here next. Don't you can talk to everybody. That's great. Go to do this thing. Go to this area next. That's your next spot. I think especially Dragon Quest 2 will help. Dragon Quest 1 was kind of straightforward of like, if you go west and you die, go east instead. Oh, wow, there's a new town. It was pretty straightforward. But I think
also they had a habit of, you didn't finish talking to everybody and you left the village. Sorry, you can't go back to the village now.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm kind of curious to see. It doesn't look like Dragon Quest 1 will have additional party members, which, based on all the footage I've seen, that makes me pretty happy. And I'm sure that there's a bunch of quality of life improvements on both of these, but it still looks like it's the kind of like first-person JRPG like they did in 3, where you see your party members when you're picking your attacks, and then it moves to first person as you do your hacking and slashing. Like it looks like it has all the kind of the standard stuff for Dragon Quest, and 1, 2, and 3 are all really great. So I'm glad more people will have a a more accessible way to play these that aren't those really janky looking Switch and mobile ports they did a while ago. Those were horrible looking. But these two games are really great, and I'm glad that the first 3 are out now, because the storyline kind of connects all of them at this point.
So far behind on JRPGs right now.
Oh my god, me too. I'm not even trying. 2025 is like
I kind of gave up.
Yeah, 2025 is like a wash for me for JRPGs. Of like, there are too many of them. I can't keep up. I can't.
I'm still buying them because I'm gonna play them.
Right.
But I just don't know when.
Right. 2026 is your year. I believe in you.
God, I hope so.
Next game here is the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Yes, collection is with a K. Comes out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. This is Digital Eclipse's latest collection. They're smushing as many versions of Mortal Kombat that they could get their hands on and get the rights to, which is a whole lot, even like the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance versions of a lot of these things. They put some cool looking optional upgrades on Mortal Kombat 4. They did some kind of cool filtering and upscaling for that sort of stuff. And it's kind of everything you expect from a Digital Eclipse. It's got a bunch of versions of each game. It's got, they rewrote a bunch of the code for some of them to fix problems, or you can turn that off if you like the original ones. They have the behind the scenes interviews and all that stuff. So, and online multiplayer as well. So they're being thankfully very clear about this thing has rollback netcode, which is exactly what you want. So seems great. I don't know if any of us will pick it up because I'm not sure I would go through.
We're not fighting game guys.
Yeah,
and
and also
know if I want to torture myself with those.
Yeah, like all these games are so hard, man. Like this one isn't for me. It would probably be for me from like a historical perspective, but they're usually more expensive than I would want to spend for just the historical side of it, I think. And last but not least here, Tales of Xillia Remastered comes out. PS5, Series consoles, Switch, and PC. This is the first... It says, experience Tales of Xillia Remastered for the first time ever. That like almost sounds like a bit of a threat here. With how many times they keep remastering the Tales games. I never played Xillia 1 or 2. Did you play these, Nimp?
Yes.
Okay.
Xillia I would put right after Vesperia.
Oh, wow. So way up there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I've got my Amelia Maxwell statue
there.
back there.
Go. Yeah.
I really enjoyed this game. The second one was good, but it was fine.
Yeah.
It did a lot of like dimensional stuff, but the first game here, like I really, really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually kind of surprised that they did do an HD remake, because I seem to be of the Tales fans like in the smaller group where it's like, oh yeah, this is a really good game, and everyone's kind of like, there's better.
Right. I mean, I instead of Xillia, I played the other one on 360. I never remember the name of it. The one that really wasn't very good. And I finished that and I was like, that was fine. So I clearly kind of picked the wrong one. I will say, though, as a word of caution, the remakes and remasters of past Tales games have not all been stellar. So you might want to wait for some impressions before you go blindly purchase, unless you're like the world's #1 Xillia fan. Like, I'm not going to stop you. But a lot of these games have had frame rate problems, or
maybe they need to be stopped, Boston. Did you ever think about that?
Maybe they need to be stopped.
It's not like these are like the Tales games have never really sold tons. Like, they've always been for a niche audience.
Right.
So, and everyone's just kind of chomping at the bit for another Tales game anyway, because it's been a long time since we've had a new Tales game release.
True.
but yeah, like because oh god, what was the GameCube one that just came out? Was that Symphonia?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that one coming out at like the low FPS rate that it did when the original on the GameCube was 60, and it couldn't even hold like a steady 30. Like,
and then
what
like
are you
Bandai
guys
Namco
doing?
was like, yeah, sorry, but we're not fixing it. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Hold on.
So
yeah. The game that I did play was Tales of Zestiria, which I did play.
I enjoyed Zestiria as well.
It was okay. It was fun.
But I enjoyed, and here we go with the naming conventions, Bestiria, even more than I did Zestiria.
Right, yeah, because the one that came out the next year was Tales of Berseria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. Tales games, man. Ah,
I miss how dumb they are. They're great.
Yep. Yeah. We do have one news story this week. The Xbox team, the Xbox crew, came out this week and announced Halo Campaign Evolved, which is really not a great title. But
it's exactly what we predicted it would be.
100%. It's a full remake of the campaign portion of the series' first game, Halo Combat Evolved. There is no specific release date, but they are aiming for 2026. They do have a gameplay demo that they released on a video version here of the Silent Cartographer, which is probably what most people are going to want to see anyways from a brand new Halo thing. The thing that they're kind of touting here is that's 4-player co-op and completely rebuilt visuals. They're building it in UE5, which is probably a great test bed for them to develop whatever the next Halo is going to be. I don't think they even have like a working title for that yet. This game certainly isn't without controversy, though, after the art director very publicly and very loudly resigned from this project, saying, hey man, this thing's lousy with AI art. And I didn't want to do that to Halo, and I didn't want to do that for a job. So I was out.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I don't think we've seen anything to really substantiate that yet. If I was Xbox, I don't think I would make a comment about it at all, because I think the people who care about that, like us, probably are already
They
out.
already commented about it. Spencer's already been out there talking about how AI in the creative field is not the greatest at the moment, and also that they need to do a better job about supporting creative teams.
That's not great.
Maybe don't lay off a whole studios anymore.
Yeah, like maybe don't lay off all of the art people and then say, boy, I wish there was a better way. Like, also stop like boiling the oceans for garbage AI slop, and like making the first Halo game look bad. Like, I'm not a Halo fan, but that first Halo game has a very iconic style to it, and
I love the Halo games.
And like, I think I think part of what makes Halo look great is kind of its sci-fi grunginess. I think there's like a pulp comic, like a pulp kind of like sci-fi book cover aesthetic to Halo that I've kind of always liked. And I think smoothing a lot of that, I think, loses a lot of what makes the Halo art style really interesting. And then the other big part of this announcement is they've announced it for PS5. So it's going to be coming on Series consoles, PC, and PS5, which I think for the longest time was kind of seen as like the last bastion of exclusivity for the Xbox platforms. It was like, well, Xbox has Halo, so that's something that PlayStation doesn't have. But I think is
there any more?
The only one, so it's really interesting because that was the thing I was thinking about this week is like Sarah Bond came out. I think it was Sarah Bond. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. They came out and said like, look, we just don't care about exclusives anymore. Like, people are going to play stuff wherever. We're really competing for people's attention from like other screens and not just like consoles. So we're just going to put our stuff on more platforms. And someone had asked Phil Spencer, I think it was yesterday or something, they're like, okay, so like all of your previous exclusives have sort of moved on to multi-platforms, which those platforms also include PS5. The one that you seem to have left is Forza Motorsport. What are you going to put that on PS5 when the next Forza Motorsport launches? And Phil Spencer was basically like, we're not thinking about launching a new one of those anytime soon. That's on indefinite hiatus, so that's not really a concern for us at the moment. I'm like, ooh, boy, yeah. Okay, sure. That's concerning in a whole different way, but great. Okay. Maybe if you hadn't launched the last one as like a pay for loot box nightmare, people probably would have been a little bit more excited about that one than old Spency. But I don't know. I think it has been maybe indicative of the kind of lack of care about the current Xbox output that, you know, the last big holdout for exclusivity on the Xbox platform, like Halo, and especially Halo 1 is going to be coming to PS5, and it's just a resounding okay from a lot of people of like, okay.
Well, I think part of this is also like, yes, this could be viewed as a quote-unquote weakening of the brand or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
One could also argue that this is just Microsoft being ahead of the game. Because, like these games cost so much to make. They shouldn't. Yep. They do.
Yeah.
But they cost so much to make. Like, there is so much trepidation with small, inventive things. That's why indies are doing superbly at the moment, it feels like.
Yep.
And it feels like giant corporations with the whole capitalistic needing to have exponential growth year over year over year. Like, if you could release these things and they'd sell like 2 million, 3 million, 4 million and be happy with that, they would.
Sure.
But the problem is that like both Microsoft, Sony, everybody is in a capitalistic society where they need to release it on everything to maximize the profit potentials for their shareholders. Yep. The only company that doesn't seem to suffer from this problem is Nintendo.
Right.
Because Helldivers 2 is on the Xbox, which is not something I thought I would ever see.
Right.
There's a reason I purchased that thing on the PlayStation, on the PC.
Right.
Like, PlayStation exclusives are now becoming PC as well, just like the Xbox.
And that's doing super well for Sony too. And like,
it's probably only a matter of time until you start seeing them on the Xbox.
Well, and I think what's really interesting is, I think if we were to see the reverse here, where if Sony was on the back foot with the PS5 and the Series consoles were doing really well and they were kind of in the lead for this gen, I think we would see the inverse of like Sony just being like, yeah, we're putting Horizon, it's got Horizon on the Xbox, on the Series X, yeah, let's do it. Like there's no reason for a lot of these corporations to keep the exclusivity now, especially with consoles getting more and more expensive. Like, why would I spend $800 on a console? And that, I'm not naming a console because that goes for both sides, both sides here.
And even the Switch is like what, $600? The Switch 2?
It's up there, yeah. But like, why would I spend, $800 to get the latest Halo game when I could say, well, I already have a PS5, so I'll spend $70, $80 over there for that thing, and at least Xbox is getting something at that point for their investment, like you're saying. And like Nintendo, as always, is doing their own thing. They're just copying the Disney playbook and keeping the exclusivity and making an event out of each one of their brand new games, and then keeping the games at $70 literally forever until they're out of print. Which still
and
really
like
sucks.
Nintendo can do that because, like, I hate to say it, because they're Nintendo.
Yep.
Like, they have such strong first party. Like, I think Sony has decent first party.
Yeah.
Stuff like
good
some of their
but
stuff,
samey.
like, Yeah, we made a joke a couple of years ago in a game club about how every Sony game is basically just a third-person action adventure game. Like,
For sure is. Yep.
That's the Sony game.
Yep.
Just like Microsoft games are all first-person.
Right.
I think Nintendo's first-party output is so strong, and they do have misses. They do. 100% they have misses.
Yep.
But their output is so strong, and they are so ingrained in this nostalgia that people with expendable income, such as ourselves, we know, and it's like, yeah, we will go out and buy the Switch too. We will go out and buy the new Mario, the new whatever, the new
next
X,
Mario
Y, Z,
game
because...
is gonna be good. The next Mario Kart is gonna be good.
Like they have a QA department, I think, second to none.
Yeah.
Because when you say QA, people think, well, that's getting rid of bugs and everything. And you're right, it is. But it's also quality assurance. And let me tell you, ain't nobody put out games with quality like Nintendo does.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Yeah, so it's really interesting. I'm sort of surprised they didn't put out the Master Chief Collection on PS5 first.
It's probably because it's got to be done in Unreal, and you ain't making the whole thing in Unreal in the amount of time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Would be my guess. The Slipspace engine was not great at the best of times.
Yeah.
And having the ability, I think we talked about it when they talked about how Halo was moving to Unreal. Like, I think we said, okay, so they're going to remake Halo.
Yep.
The first one. It's about the right time for it.
Yep.
And they're going to make it in Unreal, and we'll see how it goes.
And
like, don't get me wrong, it looks incredible. I love the way this looks.
Yep.
Like, and if they can, if they're gonna do this thing and release like, a new Halo game every couple of years and just remake the old ones, like, yeah, fine, do it. I could go for replaying them. I love them.
And you could see this pretty clearly being like, all right, we need to learn Unreal Engine. We need to get our pipeline up and running. How long would it take us to get Halo 1 up and running in Unreal 5 point whatever, and get the team working, get this brand new studio working together and kind of getting this engine and getting Halo under their feet. And you could, if this takes them a handful of months and you get a Halo 1 remake and you ship this thing successfully on multiple platforms, that seems like, at least for the studio, seems like it might be a success. So
yeah, and it's something that they talked about with 344. Like, they were having issues maintaining talent who could use the Slipspace engine.
Yep.
By switching to Unreal, that's you can hire from the best of the best with the Unreal engine.
Yep. Yeah. And probably ship on multi-platform way easier than you would with, I mean, any other engine, maybe except for Unity, but definitely not a homegrown engine. I couldn't even imagine how much of a nightmare that would be. So,
I also can't believe I remembered the fact that it was the Slipspace engine.
That's very
impressive. I don't even know how that stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's coming out next year. We'll kind of see how this develops here, but I am also assuming this is going to buy. Was it Halo Studio? Is the new studio? Is that what they're calling them at this point?
I think so. Yeah.
That buys them some more time to get the next Halo developed.
Off the ground.
All right, we're making something. We're making a Halo. It's a sort of like break the Halo 1 glass in case of emergency. They have Halo 2 and Halo 3 right next to it.
Let's face it, like the Halo needs a good pre-production stage at this moment. Like, it needs
100%.
a good
For
long
a brand new
pre-production to get it figured out. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to make a new Halo, spend your time in pre-production and let your production staff do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your feet wet. Get in there. Make the thing that you're hoping will go forwards will be a success. And if your artists and your devs and everything like that are doing this while writers and designers and stuff are doing like pre-production stuff for the new Halo game, that's a great. It's the old Ubisoft model of just rotating teams into doing something different instead of, laying off entire countries worth of people.
Right.
Yeah, because at this point they have the assets built, so now they can transfer them into another game depending on what direction they're going with. Like if they do a Halo 2,
right,
That's a lot of reused assets right there.
Yeah, you build on the groundwork you have and kind of the framework you have.
Yeah, and just keep going up from there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all of our news stories for this week, which means that's the end of our episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. If you'd like to join the Discord server, join the best community on the internet, you can check us out over at discord.tvgp.tv. What else do we have? Patreon. Moon Squishing a Stress Ball. Patreon over at e1m1.cash.
The ones are numbers.
Talked about all the cool stuff there at the beginning of the episode. $5 a month tier is a recommended one. Anything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. If you can't support us financially, like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube videos. That stuff does really help. And review, positive rating over on Podcatcher of Choice, especially the Apple and Google ones. Those ones do really help for helping new listeners find this show and prospective listeners. I think that's it for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
I think Nimp is muted. Maybe now you're muted.
What about now?
There you go. We're back.
Go.
Hello.
I was saying, because it recorded me saying bye over here. So.
Okay. Well, I think Discord ate it.
Yeah,
okay.
it ate it up. It happens sometimes when we're doing Wayward Sons.
Yeah.
I'll see the mouth moving, and then it'll just be like...
I'm going to trust we got it in the recording. Yeah. All right, Nimp, what are your titles?
I have... I'm good at games. I'm a gamer. Low Impact Friend Time. The Peak Zoomies. And Terrible Problem Children.
All right, Moon, what do you have?
Why is it always me? How do we restrain ourselves? I am good at game / I am a gamer. Ascenders to Descenders. The newest dwarf of the fortress. I'm already swarming. The swarm is no more. And she hates you.
I have Bill learned how to make a mod pack. I'm already swarming. The Spider Lady has made a return, and why is it always me? What are standing out to us? I'm already swarming, and why is it always me? Are two that I kind of had in my upper ones here, but I'm not really married to either one of them.
I like the newest dwarf of the fortress, but I don't know if that's too long.
That one is good. I don't think it's too long.
Also, I like the fact that I got you with the dad joke on that one, too.
Uh-huh. That is a good one.
Yeah, we can go with the newest dwarf in the Dwarf Fortress.
Of the Fortress. All right, I'll circle it. You know when you're ready.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 940 for October 27th, 2025. The newest dwarf of the fortress.
In the right circumstances, you should stand in the lava.
Tune in next week to check out what braid I go with.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. We do greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a great week, and I hope we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Boy.